Right? How are you all doing? I'm going to start running out of those, like, super mystic, profound, enlightened. I'm making words up. Subjects to talk about. This one comes from another random conversation I've had. You only realistically have two things in life. Two. Well, one, you have life, but two things. You have time, and you have your health. That's it. And they don't run in parallel. So you might be born with really, a good run health-wise, You might be unfortunate, one of the unfortunate souls that has, really sucky health from day one. You might be one of those people that lives a very healthy lifestyle, but runs out of time really young. Or, flip it round, be incredibly self-destructive and live forever. Look after yourself. Understand that anything you do, you're going to pay for in the end. As I say, all you've got is health and time. You will pay with either your health, time, maybe both, I don't know, really. I wasn't one of the fortunate ones to be born with particularly great health, if you can't tell. A lot of people can't. I've done a good job hiding it over the years. Brain damage, spine damage, blind in one eye, severe muscle wastage, feelings a bit wobbly from time to time, had no end of surgeries. So my health bar is pretty low. I don't know how long the life bar is though. Didn't expect it to be particularly long, but you never know, might live for a long old time. But as time goes on, the health bar's going down and you have to live with it. As more things fail, you have to grind on. You have to keep moving forward. And it's terrifying to see how many people seem to think that they're going to stay young and healthy forever. They don't look after themselves at all. I mean, I'll be honest with you, even though I started pretty low down on the health run, I didn't look after myself until quite late. I say quite late, I'm in my 30s now. I drank, I never smoked. Don't bother with drugs, but I was pretty self-destructive. Pretty much anything's on the table. It doesn't matter because I can't really get hurt. I mean, I get hurt, the injuries happen, but I'm not necessarily going to feel them. And as I get older, I start to pay for them. As everyone does. And people talk to me like, don't be silly. Don't be silly. Like, nothing's going to happen to me. Nothing's going to happen to me. I'm going to be able to live hard and fast forever. And then all of a sudden everything fails. And they go from having health here, down here. And they could drop to the floor in their 20s, drop to the floor in their 30s. You might be lucky, you might only start having pretty bad health problems when you hit your 50s. 50s, 60s, 70s. Or you might just cruise along being one of those crazy old people who's doing, they're jogging every single day, sprinting around the block, full head of hair. You could be one of those crazy people that's drinking a bottle of scotch every day and smoking Cubans and no problem. But understand, as I say, the only things you have it doesn't matter about money. You only really have time. So don't waste it. Don't sit there and mope. And just understand that everything you do, you will live with it. This thing isn't perfect. It doesn't heal up perfectly every time. Every time you drink, every time you smoke, every time you do whatever. Just like if I was born on the exact same day as someone else, with the exact same problems and the exact same lifestyle, there's no guarantee they're going to live as long as me, or I'm going to live as long as them, or as well as them. There are some people with my conditions that they're in wheelchairs. They might live 2 times longer than me, but they've got to live with it. So I don't know what it's like to be a normal, everyday, healthy person. I don't know what that's like. My normal's down here. Most people are born somewhere up here. Right? And it's terrifying to see how quickly people tank. How fast their minds just collapse. Because they've lived hard and fast at the start. The health has gone down, and now they're at my level. And they're freaking out. Because they don't know how to live like that. They keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And eventually the body just gives out. You got to look after yourself. You're not invincible. You think you are, but you're not. And don't push too hard. There is a limit to how far you can go on the other side. You know, you might be like, you could either be super self-destructive or potentially overactive. There's no real say in this. But I've seen people overdo it. They've gone from one extreme to the other extreme and then stuffed themselves up then. Now, there's super fit, super healthy people that end up getting hurt because of something, and then what do? You have to understand things are going to catch up to you. Prepare for it. Be ready for it. Being in a wheelchair ain't fun. Better than being dead. Well, it depends on your viewpoint, I suppose. I remember talking to some people when I was younger, and they were considerably younger than me. And they asked for some advice, and I said, "Look, don't do that. You're gonna get your ass whooped, and you're gonna come out of that really bad. Like, chances are, you're gonna come out of that really bad, and you're gonna end up paying for that." They didn't listen. They went ahead, and they learnt. They've learnt. You don't want to sound like a killjoy. You don't want to tell people they maybe shouldn't necessarily do something, but when you then eventually see them crumble, and everyone else that encouraged them to do the bad things fuck off, when all those people run away, what you're left with? You might be lucky. Or you might not. Does this make any sense to anyone? No, because I'm just rambling on. The only thing that you need to take out of this is look after yourself. Some people don't get a lot of time. Some people don't get to live comfortably. But as long as you take care of yourself, hopefully you live a long, happy life. If that's what you want. Just don't go thinking that there ain't debts to pay. And if all you got's time and health, doesn't matter about money or anything else, objects, none of that matters. If all you got is time and health, man, those are two things you really don't want to have to just pour away. Paying that debt, it's never fun. Thinking you're invincible, and then bits of you give out. Or watching other people think they're invincible, never fun. There's always tomorrow. And as long as you still got something in that life bar left, still something to look forward to. Because you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You never know. And if you got good health, seriously, just cherish it. Be thankful. If you ain't got good health, well, you're still alive. You still get to see things that many others don't. I do often wonder what it would have been like to have been an able-bodied person. To have been normal, given value. Being able to see with both eyes. Having proper feeling. Decent memory. Not bad muscle wastage, just a regular body. What would that have been like? How would I have been tempered mentally if I'd have had a normal body and ended up like this? Probably have completely different values, I reckon. I wonder if I'd have took it for granted. Nah. Hope you're well, and I'll see you all in the next one. Remember, health and time. That's all you got. It's all you got. All this. It's nothing. It's two things that everyone has. Everyone. Don't matter about you're short, you're tall, you're fat, you're thin, skin colour, gender, none of that. None of that matters. Health and time. See you in the next one. I will continue to talk shit until I run out of things to talk shit about.